Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Bros Podcast. I'm Adam.
I'm Joe, I think.
You sure? Maybe not.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you'll be gummy.
Yeah. We'll leave that for another time.
Oh, yeah. No, it's coming to you soon. Or the lack of teeth, really. But so this week we're going to talk. We have a little story. We're going to do a story time, huh?
Yeah, we needed to do a story time. We haven't done one in a while.
Yeah. So this is, well, let's get on with it, right? Yeah. My demise. This is about me, my near-death experience. So here we go. Story time. Cue creepy music that Joe can't hear right now.
I can hear the little...
All right, everybody, gather around. It's story time.
Coming through the...
All right, we're having little technical difficulty. If you're wondering why Joe's got two sets of headphones on, for some reason my audio ain't picking up on his end, but I'm recording it all through my computer, so
we'll have top-notch audio.
Yeah.
Don't look like it now.
The listening experience will be different. It'll be better, hopefully. The show.
He's watching live anyway, so it's not like.
Yeah, no, we edit shit. So we put the better audio over the recording. So anyways, this week, I said is my demise. This happened. Well, I had a couple near-death experiences, and the first big one was falling through a glass shower when I was 18.
I was there.
Yeah, Joe's. He went to bed and then he heard a big crash. So let's go ahead and I put together a little video clip, and then my old band Stagnant, I recorded a song called My Demise. We were interviewed on The Bone, 107.7 The Bone out here in the Bay Area. And we talked about it, and they played it on the radio.
Rock station.
Yeah, it's classic rock and just crusty stuff that we complain about. But at the time,
the guys that play Scorpions, but not the new Scorpions.
No, they play the same 4 songs of all the old
Iron
bands.
Maiden, but not the new Iron Maiden.
Yeah, no, it's the same Run to the Hills and whatever. I don't even remember which other one they play, but so we went in on Tuesday nights. They would have a show called Local Licks, and this was in the mid 2000s. And so we were one of the bands they'd play on there. We'd get played once or twice a month, and we went in and did a band interview on there. So I'll go ahead and cue that now.
I was 18, I fell through a shower having sex with an ex-girlfriend. Sex is not always good. I was doing my pain. I was sliced up pretty bad, and I just rolled out. That was awesome. It was in front of the corner. The college rock. And it goes, dude, you just made a beer bong. And then with that same friend, I was forced into a house. So it's kind of a combination of those two near-death experiences. Some places is like a nickname for your boat. That's what about the time. Yeah. Standing in Demise on 107.7 The Bone.
So yeah, we just played it. And so the pictures in there is pictures of the house that we lived in and the porch where I went out to bleed.
You should play a story time theme over that house. The pictures of the house.
All the blood. Well, when I went through the kitchen,
I told you to make a diagram for the.
I didn't think about that. Maybe you should do that because you're really good at drawing.
Yeah.
It's all crayon. Looks like a 4-year-old.
It'll look like a serial killer drew it. Shit.
So, okay, basically, 1992, I graduated from high school. And
going back that far?
That was when it happened. It was after a graduation party.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Really? Are you being real right now?
I thought it was later. I'm like, okay.
No, it was the day after I graduated from high school. Wow. Yeah, dude, whoa, man, you are getting old. Your brain is shot. Yeah, so I graduated high school, and, that night we partied with some friends, nothing big. The next night, there was a big old kegger up the street of all us graduates, and we were partying, getting out of control. My buddy Todd, who we've talked about on multiple occasions on this show, was getting a little too crazy that night at that dude's house. So they're like, dude, Adam, you got to get Todd out of here. He's fucking up my house. I'm going to get in trouble. So we go back to my house. And for some reason, usually you're drinking on Friday nights, but you were in bed.
Yeah, I was. Either I was out or I was just sitting at home drinking. And for some reason, I think I might have had to work that next, I forget. But for some reason, I went to bed.
Yeah.
It might have been that I was up the night before the pre-party.
Oh,
we used to do the pre-party.
That's probably what it was, because we partied at the house the night before because it was graduation night.
And then I would still go to work no matter how late it was.
You were probably just shot.
So, yeah, it was probably that Friday I came home and I was just fucking out of it. I said, fuck it, I need a night of rest.
Yeah, so we're at that party and now it's like 1, 2 in the morning. Definitely after midnight. And so we head back to my house, and then we get in the front door and Todd just hits the floor. He just, we're home. Boom. And he just falls on the floor. He's out. And back at that time, nobody had cell phones. If you did, it was like it had a big old battery pack. And, the things were huge with a suitcase to carry. So nobody, if you couldn't find your friends or go to the normal spots where you guys hung out, you couldn't find anybody. So my girlfriend at the time was looking for me. She finally came by and I was there. So at that point, I'd already woke Joe up. I'm like, come on, man. I'm just going to sit here. Let's drink. Let's party. So you started drinking with me. We started drinking. And then I don't remember talking back up for a while. But yeah, Christine showed up. And then things went on, and then we ended up going.
Christine, I couldn't fucking think of her name.
Yeah, and
earlier I was thinking about the story, and I'm thinking Lori. No, Lori was the other one.
That was my last one.
I was like, what the fuck? I told you I'm turning into dad.
Yeah, dude, your fucking brain's getting shot.
And I drank with you? I thought I just stayed in bed.
No, because we got you up, and then I remember you being irritated because then we start kind of making out and stuff, and then you're like, well, what the fuck, dude? I got up and now I'm drinking and now you guys are ditching me going in the bed. It's like, what? And it's like, well, sorry. So anyways, I think you went back to bed. And
I went back to bed because unless I remembered that wrong, I remember I was laying down and I was trying to fall asleep again.
Yeah.
And that's when I heard the big crash.
And this is late. This has got to be like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. So it's or super early, however you want to look at it. So we go into the shower. We decide, hey, let's have sex in the shower. And I'm fucking drunk as fuck. And back then, we still had plate glass showers. It wasn't that stuff that breaks in a million pieces and keeps you from getting cut open and dying. Yeah, so one thing leads to another. Glass breaks. I fall through it. And there's like this big old wedge of glass that at the time, this thing, boom, I fall through and I'm sitting on my butt, like on the edge of the thing. And I know I'm sliced. I'm like, oh, fuck. It crossed my mind. Okay, this is going to be bad. And she starts screaming, bad. I'm like, shut up. I'm trying to, I look at her. I'm like, you all right? She's like, fine, you. And I go to lift my wrist and go, oh shit, this is bad. And, you know, I think because I was just drunk that I didn't panic. I'm like, okay, I got to go bleed on the porch, call 911. So I think my stepdad had some fucking sweats in the bathroom there, and I just put on the sweats so I wasn't butt naked out on the porch. And the way it is our that bathroom had two doors, one to the master bedroom and then another one to the washroom. And you could take the washroom, the laundry room. So you could take that all the way through the dining room, through the kitchen, out the front door, where there was no carpet. So I figured I'd stay off the carpet, as there's blood everywhere. It looked like the Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one when they're dragging that body. And
it looked like a mob hit.
Yeah, blood was everywhere. So I get out on the porch, and I'm leaning against the wall. In that picture, in that little video that we just played, that's the porch I'm leaning on, right by the mailbox there well, if you're looking at it, it's the right of the door. I lean up against that wall, and my girlfriend at the time had been taking EMT classes and training because she wanted to be a highway patrol officer after she graduated. So she had been taking all kinds of emergency medicine stuff and learning how to react to scenes. She grabs a towel. She followed me out there, butt naked, grabs a towel, and just starts squeezing my wrists. I have no idea. Like, I'm just out there waiting. And I see you get up because you're like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, dude, just fell through the shower, called 911. Joe called 911. And I think I kept repeating that because you're like, I know, I did. Fuck.
Yeah.
And so she's squeezing my wrist, and I'm sitting out there, I'm standing out there against the wall, and everything just goes black. Like, it just all closes in. Next thing I know,
I remember you were leaning back against the wall, and then you just slid down.
Yeah, and that must have happened when everything went black, because everything just zeroed out, and then all of a sudden, like, it opened back up, and I came back, and I think and she was squeezing really tight on my wrists. So the fire trucks get there, and then the ambulance comes after. They start wrapping me right away. They start treating my wounds. And once they start doing that, she's still standing there. And then I remember you yelling at her, like, hey, get the fuck in the house. You're like butt naked.
Yeah.
So, I'm still drunk, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, they're here now, and I'm good. They're wrapping me. This is all going to be fine now. It's fine. And so, you know what? I make it sound like I'm being calm, but I was drunk as fuck. So I just...
Well, no, and our parents, we should add that. Our parents work, our stepdad and our mom, they work graveyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why nobody was there. So that's why a lot of times we were just partying at the house overnight.
Yeah.
They were gone.
Yeah, because at 10:30, they'd leave to go to work at like 10 to 10:30. And from that point to 7:30 in the morning, no parents. So, I mean, I was already 18. You were what, 24, 26? No, yeah, you were 24. Yeah. So, pretty much we'd been taking care of ourselves and responsible for ourselves for a long time. So, but yeah, our parents were at work, and then, what was it? Yeah, you start yelling at her, get in the house. And I start joking with the ambulance guys, and they're like, what the hell happened here, man? There's blood everywhere. We pull up. There's a naked girl on the porch. And
the guy passed out because Todd at first was still passed out.
No, he was gone by that point, because I think you went back to bed and then he took off. He went back to that party.
Off. That's right. He came back. Well, they were there. They
were loading me on the gurney, getting me ready for the ambulance. He comes pulling up around the corner, pulls onto the curb in our grass, and he's like, dude, what the fuck happened? I'm like, I fell through the shower, man. They're going to go sew me up. Dude, don't take the ambulance. I was in an ambulance. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg for that ambulance ride. I'll drive you. I'm like, dude, You're drunk as fuck. You ain't driving me. And he's like, dude, I'll drive you. Don't take the ambulance. I'll save you the money. I'm like, I think they got it. So then the ambulance takes me to the hospital. It's like a couple miles away from our house is the main hospital. And luckily that's a trauma unit there. So they'll helicopter people into that hospital. And as soon as we pull up and they open the doors of the ambulance, there's Todd right there. I told you I'd beat the ambulance, man. I told you. I would have got you here faster. So, then it goes on. They sew me up and everything. And, everything worked out. But weeks later, when we had finally had like repair people come in to put in a new shower, they barely even touched that glass, the big old V section. It was like, would have been hanging down, like, because I'm sitting on my butt, kind of like in this chair. And that thing would have been pointed like right here into my, like, right below my rib cage into my gut. It would have, if it would have came down on me, it would have just guillotined me right in half. It really would have been horrible.
And then when you left, because I remember you had said, call mom and Jim, call mom and Jim.
Yeah.
And I went back in the house and it was a fucking mess because there's blood all over. So I remember I called them, but at the same time, I started trying to clean up everything.
Yeah.
You know, because if I would have left it just like it was, mom would have been like,
she was freaking out already. But imagine being a parent and you come home to see that. You're like, oh my God, one of my kids was just slaughtered.
And I remember thinking, look, how the fuck did I get to be the responsible one? Because I was cleaning up all this shit.
Yeah, you probably say, I know that. Yeah, but you made her clean the bathroom. So you're like, hey, that's your guys' fucking fault. You clean the bathroom. I'll get all the hallways in the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I did and then there was a bunch of glass too. I remember I told her to be careful with the glass. You know.
Yeah. Put shoes on, get dressed again before you do that. Well, though, it's good that you did that because, I mean, blood, it starts to dry up and then it gets hard and sticky. And so it's better to get to it right away. Plus, we had 2 dogs. So it's like, you couldn't just leave that there.
Yeah, they would be licking it.
They'd be like, what the fuck? And they're all licking it. Get the fuck, even licking blood. So, yeah, you were left for the cleanup. You and Christine.
That was a cleaner.
Yeah.
For the mob hit.
Yeah. Joey Gums. That's it. Coming soon, the story of Joey Gums, or you're going to live through it with him. So, when they went to fix that shower, that piece of glass just fell and broke. It's like, whoa, that was barely even hanging on there. I could have just knocked the glass getting up or rattled it and it would have got me. And at the time, you know, I'm 18. You don't think much about it, and you just think you're invincible. So I'm like, it was no big deal. But years later, you think about it now, and it's like, she saved my life because when I tunneled out, that would probably been the end. I probably would have bled out on the porch, and because she knew to do that with the towel and squeeze my wrist. And that's where, like in the video there, I show the wrist now, how they've cleaned up. But I have some marks on my lower back, on the sides of my legs, by my hips, because that's, I guess, where it came down on the other glass and sliced through there. But no major organs. I was lucky. Nothing major was punctured.
Well, your ass cheek got it, didn't it? Yeah.
No, just above my butt cheek. There was like a little puncture there, and some little cuts on my back. Luckily, nothing through my spine or anything like that. And but after they stitched me up, this hand, this is the one in the picture that you see the stitches in that picture. This hand,
I'll post that on Instagram after we post the episode.
Yeah, and then once again, like we played it here, so you can go back and watch the beginning videos, and then you go to Instagram. But yeah, this hand healed like this because then once everything heals, it shrinks up and tightens and scars up. And then this one was healed like this because they had to sew all in here, the stitches and staples. And then that one healed like this. So I was like walking around like this for a while. I couldn't use my fingers. I couldn't grab anything. I couldn't feed myself. So
couldn't wipe his ass.
I couldn't wipe my ass. That was a big one. It was like, so I come out of the hospital and like talking to mom about it. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I better not eat anything. She's like, well, you got to eat. And I'm all, because then I'm going to have to poop. I'm going to have to take a shit. What am I going to do? I can't use my hands. And she's like, oh, I'll wipe you. I wiped your butt when you were a baby. I wipe your butt. And I'm like, this sucks. And I was like, luckily, like Christine stayed there. She took care of me. Like, okay, she could bathe me. She could feed me. And she did. She was feeding me and stuff. And And I didn't like it though. It was like, okay, I'm like a fucking
freak.
Yeah, you're fucking.
Freak. You got claws.
Spoonfuls of fucking. As I'm sitting there, give me a spoonful of soup. Okay, but I really didn't want to eat much, man, because I was fearing the first time I had to poop. Luckily, too, the Vicodins, they gave me, painkillers. That stuff backs you up. So I had a good 3 or 4 days where I was backed up, and then. But then it started kind of make me nauseous because I wasn't really eating food.
Yeah.
So I kind of got sick, and then it's like, oh, fuck. So I'm going to have to start eating food. Yeah, that first one was like, oh, this is going to suck. And then I just, you just go, okay, well, yeah, she did it when I was a baby. So I can wipe my ass now.
Now I'm a big baby.
Now just a big baby. Hey, mommy, come wipe me now. Nah.
Well, as she always said, you'll always be her baby.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes when you're a parent, right? But yeah, it was a crazy experience, and as you're going through it, you just live through it. You don't think much about it, but years later, you reflect on it. And so I wrote that song, My Demise. Just I'm looking for song topics and life experiences, and that's a big one. I mean, I almost died, literally almost died.
I went and slapped you in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to cut it up too. Give a little chop suey to my butt cheeks. Well, upper butt cheek. But yeah, it was, so I wrote that song and we played it and it got played on the radio. And it's just a little history, like little shit that, did with Stagnant. And that's why I kind of tied in pictures with like the old band. I don't really have, we didn't have cameras back then. They had them, but it was those old camcorders with VHS and shit. So we didn't, if you wanted to take pictures, you had to be walking around with a camera, with film and go get it developed. So we didn't really take pictures that much. Luckily, I had the picture of my wrist, but I should have, now looking back, it's like I should have took pictures of my back, everything, all the wounds. It was just crazy.
Well, yeah, you think about it nowadays, and it would have been no big deal. But back then, yeah, they didn't have cameras.
Yeah.
Or you're thinking, oh, fucking, I got to go get another roll of film or all that shit.
Yeah, and get it developed. And as incapacitated as I was like, I'm not going to be taking pictures or let me document this. Back then, nobody did that. So you don't think about doing it. You just think, oh, one day it'll be just a story you tell, like now. So, and it's just a fun story I tell every once in a while. And people, some people probably don't even believe me. Just probably think, dude, this dude tried to fucking hack his wrist. And he just wanted to kill himself. Don't depress me, all right? You don't know what'll happen. I lived for whatever purpose. Who knows, I got lucky, I guess. But, it was a crazy story. So it's funny too, like perspective when you watch movies. I know this is kind of a little side thing, but when you see people die and then they close their eyes, it's like, no, now I know why when you see them die and their eyes, it must have been like that when I'm sliding down the wall because everything, it just went to like this dark black circle and closed. It was, so I'm sure my eyes were open and I just wasn't moving. Tunneled out basically. And boom. So that's too also some of the lyrics, vision tunnels out to black, all of that stuff. And anybody wants to check that music out, just look for Stagnant on Spotify, iTunes. It's all there. Yeah. So I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to that.
No, pretty much that was it. I could say one of my cruising stories.
Oh yeah. Did this happen on the boulevard? On that note, we're realizing too. Well, one, now I'm really realizing how bad your memories.
You were realizing.
I realized, but I'm noticing why. Because you're thinking, what? This happened in '92. It was like, yeah, it was right after graduation, the day after. Joe.
Yeah, back then we didn't even have our band then.
No, I
that was all right before.
I was all learning. I was barely starting to play bass. Like I'd been playing for maybe a few months. I didn't even know how to play. and it didn't look like I was going to be playing. I didn't know at all ever. Because at that point, my hands, like I could not move my fingers. I had to go to therapy for months to relax the joints, to get everything to loosen back up and be able to get wrist function. So after I healed and everything, then I practiced really hard and learned. But yeah, but we got sidetracked again. We were going to tell Joe's story where he's talking about the Boulevard stories of his buddy Jeff Seal. I'm listening to old episodes to, figure out what we're doing good and what sucks and trying to get better. And I'm like, hey, we're doing a Turn It Up. And Joe tells the same exact story. It just plugs in a different band each week. So tonight for Turn It Up, we're going to do Rush. And he's going to talk about the Boulevard.
No, do the math.
And where was it? Craigan's? Was it Craigan's where you guys?
No, that one was across the street at Pizza Hut.
Oh, ooh, there's a change this one. That's where that whole inside is. Joe and the Boulevard story. But yeah, that's my demise. I hope it was entertaining and interesting. And
yeah, well, the song, I love the song.
Wow, thank you.
That was something good that came out of it.
Yeah, it's heavy, and it was a fun song to write. I just wanted to write something heavy, and me and my buddy, my old guitar player at the time, we didn't have a drummer, and he could play drums too. So he got on the drums, and we just wrote that song, just like a Saturday screwing off, and it came out good. Yeah, I like it too. And I'm glad they played it on the radio, because that one I wouldn't think would be radio friendly. That was the heaviest song on there.
Well, it wasn't New Scorpions or New Iron Maiden.
No, yeah.
They're allowed to play it.
And when you hear the term Big Four, that means radio. They only play 4 songs. 4 Metallica songs, 4 Led Zeppelin songs, 4 AC/DC songs. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to hear Hell's Bells again. Hey, turn it up. Let's hear that.
No, and they added Thunderstruck now. So.
Ooh, more modern era. Got up into 90. So, yeah, all right. You want to get on to news?
Yeah, want to do some news?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. What the hell is my cut? Hey. Music news. Music news. All right, so you want to go first, Joe? What do you got?
Yeah, I got one tied into the news we did last time.
Yeah.
Ginger bassist, he's separated from his family, I guess, because a lot of the males in Ukraine, they sent their families like to Poland.
Yeah.
Their wife and kids and
women and children,
parents and shit.
Yeah, and elderly.
And then they stayed to help fight or whatever, help aid the country. So he's been separated there for a little over a month now, and then so he talks about that in an article that I came across. And then on the side note is the band Ginger, they did a T-shirt campaign and they raised over $140,000 for the Ukrainian aid. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I was going to cover that one too. So yeah, if you can, look it up and buy a shirt and help them out. Yeah, it's got to be scary not knowing if he's going to see his kids again. And I've been thinking about that and wondering. I saw that during the week in the news, and it's like, dude, I was thinking about those guys. Like, are they now? They went from touring the world, and now they have to hold guns and shoot people. Like, what are they going through over there, man? Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. 1 minute they're on top of the world playing music, and now fighting for their home. So yeah, that was yeah. So if you can help out, buy a shirt and give any way you can. So,
and then the other one that the main one probably of the week, it was because I was doing the research yesterday, which was Friday. We're recording Saturday, and Friday night, late night, I came across it on Instagram that Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters died.
Yeah, I just saw that this morning, right as I started looking up for news, and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, dead at 50. And I'm sure everybody knows by now. It's all over the place.
Another drummer bites the dust.
Well, and reading more on that stuff, I guess, and I don't even remember hearing about this at the time, but obviously it was in the news. In 2001, he OD'd and was in a coma for 2 weeks. So It has happened before. Hopefully it wasn't that.
Was Nikki Sixx in the room when he did that?
No, well, Nikki Sixx, somebody else was shooting him up with heroin.
He was in the dumpster in the back behind the building. He was on the premises, but he wasn't.
Hi, this is Nikki. I'm dead. Don't call me. I just visited my buddy in the hospital. Yeah, I was going to talk about that one too, because that one's huge, man. I mean,
yeah, and then so today I kept looking, reading articles and stuff, trying to find out, well, what's the cause of death? Nobody says anything, and that's what I came up with. I said it must have been an overdose again, because the band was down in South America touring.
Well, this is kind of fucked up. I was reading comments on one of the many things about Taylor Hawkins, and one guy's like, "Oh, let's put it together." I was like, "Let's do the inside joke." Our dad would say one time, he said, "Let's do the math," and we're talking about age, but I digress. Anyway, so the guy goes, "Look, he was in Colombia. He's a rock star." I don't know. Let's connect the dots. That's what he said. I'm like, oh, good point. But you never know, man. At 50, even skinny, healthy guys, you can drop dead of a heart attack. Blood pressure, they call it the silent killer, because once you get in your 40s, man, as a male, you can have a heart attack.
Or stroked out or something.
Or stroke out, even worse, because I have a friend that stroked out.
That's what pisses me off. It's like they try to hide it, and it's like, just, if you know what it is, say it. That way there's not all this speculation.
Yeah, but you know what? When it comes to death like that, they won't ever just say this is immediately what it is. They have to do an autopsy and say, hey, did he have an aneurysm? Did he have a heart attack? Did he stroke out? Did he OD? They have to do toxicology and all that shit. So, I mean, maybe if he was dead on the ground with powder in a bag of Coke, I mean, it'd be like, he was found nose dead. His face was in a bag of Coke.
There was a spoon lying next to him.
Now, this is Colombia, so I'm sure somebody would have leaked that shit. They'd be like, oh, yeah, that dude was fucking doing Coke.
Yeah.
I think they just don't say nothing because, nowadays you get that with news all the time where they jump the gun and then they're saying fake shit because they don't really know.
You're probably right. To me, it just seems like there's more speculation when you don't say anything.
Yeah. But they got to see what drugs he died from. If it was that, he could have had a blood clot. Look at, what's his face? Faulkner, Richie Faulkner.
Yeah.
And he had a heart attack, not too long ago. And that dude's 40. So.
Yeah. And he was on stage.
Yeah. You don't know, man. You get these blood clots and shit. It could kill you. And I had a friend who had his dad died. I think he was like 45, just had an aneurysm in his head. And that thing fucking popped and he just dropped dead. And there was no saving it. The aneurysms are crazy. It could be anything. So they will never say exactly what it is until they do the autopsy. And I'm sure they're not doing the autopsy in Colombia. They're going to be like, no, ship his body to America and we'll get Dr. G or somebody. Get a real, doctor to check him out.
Hey, did you notice Geddy Lee staring at you?
I don't know. He's kind of weirding me out.
He's looking right at
Neil Peart's kind of peering at me from the top of your head.
Yeah, but, he's smiling. So
he's got his tickling stash. He's got his fucking mustachio going and shit. Look at that fucking stash.
My fat ass is in the way. And, Alex is stoned as fuck. Look at his eyes. Look at that. He's got that half smile like here. Where are we at again?
What are we doing again? Okay. No, come on. Stop it. We got to shoot. Take the shot. Take the shot.
There. Geddy Lee, that's fucking creepy. You're going to have nightmares about that motherfucker. So anyway.
Yeah, rest in peace, Taylor Hawkins. And yeah, he was a good drummer.
Yeah, there's all kinds of tributes on it, on him. Like a bunch of musicians. Even Phil had posted something on Instagram today.
Yeah.
I guess he jammed with him once or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Pictures up.
Yeah, he was, he had like a good personality, man. He was always like happy-go-lucky, upbeat, It sucks for his wife and his kids because now they don't have a dad and a husband, so.
Yeah, and it didn't say how young his kids were. Like, if they're little, that's like real bad, 'cause
I think they're, definitely younger than 18. Because,
at any age is bad, but, when they're little, it's like they lose their dad like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's sad. So, now you took away two of my news. I was gonna do that one.
Well, no, because we talked about it before.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day.
And it's such a big surprise. Yeah, we have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So that was going to be the first one I opened with because it was like, oh shit, I guess that's what we're talking about.
That's what I was planning to. And then when you said, well, you got anything? And then I just looked at my notes and I went to that ginger store.
Yeah. So I got this is the ongoing fight between Glenn Tipton and KK Downing.
I see that one, but I was like, we talked about this already.
Yeah, this one I'll just keep brief. I mean, we've, like you said, we've talked about this. This is ongoing. The days of our lives, days of our priest.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah. So basically now Glenn Tipton says, hey, when he quit, he wrote us a letter saying, I'm pretty much done with this. I need a new lifestyle change. I'm done with music. And he quit. So they had they didn't think he was going to come back to music. They thought he was done. So Glenn said that, look, when we decided to keep going, and then I like had to bow out because I'm starting to have health problems. He didn't tell anybody he wanted to come back. He didn't mention it to any of us. So it's like basically, what were we supposed to be, fucking mind readers and just know he wants to come back? So yeah, it sounds like it's just a bunch of misunderstanding and it's just lack of communication. And,
there it is, communication that fucks up everything.
Yeah. So
but remember how, like we were saying, it's like a marriage having a band. And, yeah. And what fucks up a marriage a lot of times is communication.
Yeah, you're not talking to each other and saying stuff. And like he wrote them a letter quitting, saying that he wanted to change his lifestyle. He doesn't even know if he wants to play music ever again. And so it sounded like he was just, going in a different direction. He wasn't going to play music. Why are you going to go ask the guy who's not playing music anymore to play music? Well,
yeah, but then the band he came up with was KK Downing's Priest.
Yeah, because then he made all this stuff up in his head. I don't know. And then he's like, well, they didn't hire me back. I didn't get my job back, so I'm going to make KK Downing's Priest. Well, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you ask to come back? You didn't ask him. You didn't beg or whatever. I mean, maybe not beg. That's douchey. But, hey, you quit. That comes with it, But, so, yeah, I just figured I'd mention that one because now you hear that side of the story. And the drama continues.
Yeah.
The other one I had is Korn's bus got shot at.
Oh, yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah, they were outside of an Iowa hotel. The bus was parked on the street, and they found next day morning they found a bullet hole, and the shell, or the actual bullet was in the cab of the bus. So at first the headline made it look like, oh, they're shooting at Korn.
Yeah. But yeah, when I read through it, I was like, oh, nobody got hurt. So
yeah,
that's why I didn't.
It sounds like some random violence on the street and a gunshot, hit their bus.
Hey, that's everyday life in the pow pow over here.
Yeah, there you go. So why don't you explain to people what the pow pow is?
What the pow pow? Well, when I moved out here, I got married. I moved out here. We bought a house in the suburbs of Albuquerque, in a city next to it called Rio Rancho. So it's a little bit more high end. The school district's better and stuff. That's basically where I raised my son. And then, so now, flash forward, I got divorced. I was living in an apartment, when we first got split up. And so when I finally went to go buy a house, my son was out of school. So I was thinking, well, why am I living way up here farther from work? I'll just move closer to work, and I work in Albuquerque. So basically that's what I did. So I found a townhome here in Albuquerque on the west side. But my son, growing up in Rio Rancho, he thinks everything below, because at the southern end of Rio Rancho, there's a mall called Cottonwood. A lot of the, teenagers hang out and stuff. And so he thinks anything past Cottonwood down south is South Valley, where all the murders are and stuff in Albuquerque. and I'm, I tried to explain to him, no, that's not it. So he came up with the term pow pow. Oh, you're moving to the pow pow.
Because they're shooting at each other all the time, right?
Yeah, they're
pow,
shooting,
pow,
they're
pow, pow.
They're shooting. So that kind of just stuck as, an inside joke on with the family.
Yeah, so whenever we reference pow pow,
Pow pow.
it's like gunshots. Joe's living in the pow pow, life in the pow pow in the hood.
Well, he showed up last weekend with he bought a 89 Ford Crown Vic.
What the fuck for?
He's becoming dad, his grandpa. Because remember, Dad had that Lincoln, that old 90s Lincoln, early 90s.
Yeah, but when he bought it, it was used, but it was still like a newer car because it wasn't like a 40-year-old car.
Remember, it skips a generation. So I was like, what the fuck would you get? He's oh, it's cool, Dad. It's cool. I'm going to fix it up. So I go, that fits in perfect with a Pow Pow. I'll put those bullet hole decals on it. And
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, so you raise your kid up in like the suburb, I guess, out there.
Yeah.
So you're one of those uppity Mexicans, huh? Too good to live in the Albuquerque.
I was a Spaniard for a while.
Yeah.
Then I got in touch with my other self.
Get down with your proud self.
I came back to reality, and I got my pit bull dog.
Yeah, that's
that's chicken shit.
When you're in the Pow Pow, you move in, they give you a pit bull.
Pit bull. But what's funny is, we're watching TV or something in the evening and somebody rings the doorbell. He goes and hides under the dining table. And I'm like, what the fuck do I got you around for? You're supposed to protect the house and shit.
Well, that's like our Uncle Nacho. He had this dog and they named him Brutus. He was like part Rottweiler. But this fucking thing, man, standing at the top of his back was about 3.5 feet off the ground. Like he was
like bigger than a Saint Bernard.
He was a big dog. If he jumped up, he could put his paws on my shoulder, and I'm just under 6 feet. So he was a big dog. And I don't know if I told this story about Mud. Did I tell that one? See, then I'm going to be telling stories that I've told and be like, anyway, this dog heard gunshots one day, and I'm like, come on, Mud, I got to go get Jennifer. I mean, not Mud. Come on, Brutus. I got to go get Jennifer. And the dog looks at me and he's like, he doesn't even want to follow me. He's like, that's fucking Mud. I ain't going over there. I ain't going over there. Mud's crazy. Mud was this. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, Mud was this guy that lived, our grandparents lived out in the country, and then our uncle bought the corner lot to that property. And then behind our grandparents' property was the Romeros lived back there. Their house had since burned down. They were like a bunch of hoarders. They had a bunch of shit back there. And Mud never left. He lived in a trailer back there on the property.
He lived under the trailer. Really?
Yeah. And this was what? This was at the playoffs, the Raider New England game, right? 2001. And
this was when your wife Jennifer was introduced.
Yeah, to Mud. And then so we got back from the hospital because we were down there.
Wait, this is bonus material.
This is bonus material. Bonus material. And got back from visiting our grandma because she's dying in the hospital at the time. And you could walk. It basically was like 100 yards from our grandparents' house to our uncle's house. And she's like, we want to get in, go to our uncle's house, watch the game. We're going to watch the game. It's starting. She's like, I'll wait here for your aunts and your mom to get back. I go, well, why? You're just going to sit in the car. Come over to the house. No, I'm going to wait here. And I go, she's like, well, what's out here? There's nothing out here. And I go, well, there's mud. And she's like, whatever, I'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. And then I hear the gunshots. We're watching the game here. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I knew that probably Mud. And then a second later, phone starts ringing. Oh my God, there's a guy with a fucking gun.
Come and give me.
I'm like, I'll be right there. That's Mud. Remember when I said Mud? That's Mud.
He's like a Mexican sling blade.
Yeah, he's just like a hermit, man. Yeah, and he's messed up, like mental illness, and did a lot of drugs. So, but the families they know their family knows us, and we know their family, and so it's like, oh fuck. So I go walk over there, and dude's got a gun, and I know he's mentally unstable, so it's like this ain't good. So that's what I tried to get Brutus. Come on, Brutus. I figure I'll bring the big dog. That big dog's like, hell no, I go with you, man.
And that's fucking Mud. Huh?
That's Mud, dude. Do you know that's Mud? But he was shooting at some birds. I think he was just trying to get dinner. He was out there going to cook some birds up. Yeah, so I get there, and she's like, oh, wait. And I go, what the fuck? I told you the dude's Mud, and you didn't question his name. It's just like, what was that Primus song? My name is Mud. Yeah, picture that guy. That's who lives back there. Mud, except Mexican. It's that type of Mexican. Yeah, the bonus material. Yeah. So what you got?
I had two quick ones. Metallica was added to Lollapalooza, the headline.
Yeah.
Over the summer here. I jotted that one down. And then this week it was 28 years ago, Far Beyond Driven came out, premiered.
Oh, damn. 28. Well, we got two more. Like Eddie Trunk goes, I'll do the big ones like 25, 30, or, 28. Huh?
Yeah. I don't know why they did a 28.
Yeah, so every year they can have something to. That's like Rob Flynn. He's like, well, this is our 27th from this album.
So he could do another tour on that album.
Yeah, it's to get people excited. But what are you going to do? Bring back Diamond Vinny? Fuck no. Yeah. And it's just like Phil fucking taking control of the shit now. And I guess Rex, I mean, hey, he's on board. But yeah, Phil was kind of the cause of all that shit. So. Yeah. But I saw right before we started the show, I was doing some last minute looking and I saw, this is something I didn't know. Chuck Billy, I guess, tried out for Sepultura.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So right after Max left, Chuck went and tried out. And I guess he was too late is what he said because Derek Green had already got the job. And they pretty much had already hired him. So, yeah, Chuck, he found out about it. He kind of procrastinated. And then he said, basically, what the fuck? I'll give it a shot. And yeah, things would have been totally different. And even in his interview, he's like, well, you never know. It probably not, bands have ups and downs. So it may not have even worked. It may have just went down and been a decline at that point. So, and obviously Testament went on to do more albums. And Sepultura still has Derek Green with them. So, yeah. So
speaking of that, Sepultura is coming through Albuquerque next month.
Ooh.
I think it's next month.
Ooh, they're going to play them on the radio? Oh, no, that's right.
They announce it on the radio, but they won't ever
they will never play a Sepultura song.
It cracks me up because that's where I heard it. Because back when they were doing we had the COVID, pandemic.
Yeah.
That's when they were supposed to come through, and then they had to reschedule everything. So I guess now they reschedule, and they're coming through next month. And that's what I heard on the radio this week. But yeah, will they play a song? No, they won't play one of their songs.
Hell no. I'm trying to think if there's even a Sepultura song they could play. Nah, Sepultura doesn't have any.
There's some that they could play.
Oh, no, could they play? Yes, but it fits that shitty format. Fuck no. Blast out with Roots. Roots, bloody Roots. I love that song. Love that album. Cutthroat, cutthroat, cutthroat. So, yeah, that's. I think that's all I had. I mean, it's all the same shit. Most of today was all Taylor.
Well, I had another one real quick was Sacred Reich canceled some more shows. Their frontman, Phil.
Yeah.
He's got that respiratory illness that he's still dealing with. So that's the band that Sacred Reich was Dave McClain.
Dave McClain's the original drummer. Yeah, and he went back to him.
He went back to him. So they're kind of...
It's a bit like you said, bands are definitely like a marriage. It's like he went back to his first wife.
Yeah.
When he left Machine
Head. And actually their tour that they're on is with Sepultura.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, but they had to cancel their shows.
Well, aren't they I think they're all in Arizona now, aren't they? No, Max is in Arizona. Maybe not.
Yeah, they said that they're out of Arizona, so they're whatever their management or something is.
It's still out of Arizona. Okay, yeah. Because there was a time, I think, even when Mustaine was living there, but like everybody moved from LA to Arizona. But now, like Mustaine, I know is in, I think, Memphis or Nashville, somewhere in Tennessee.
They probably kicked him out of Arizona.
They're like, get the fuck out. He's a dick.
Yeah, or his welcome.
Hello, me. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
You're a dick.
Motherfucker.
And the last story I had real quick, I thought this was funny. Kind of like how you said you read the comments on that other story.
Yeah.
Anthrax is working on a new album. They were working on new material right now. And one of the dudes put in the comics, yeah, I'll believe it when I hear it. I guess they've been saying for years now, well, we're coming out with a new album and they haven't done shit.
Well, didn't they come out with an album for years? Anthrax, what, like 2015, 2016?
2017, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like going on 5 years.
I guess it's long. You know what, though?
Close to a Metallica.
Well, you know what?
Metallica goes 8 years.
Yeah, I was going to say I cut him some slack because we had the pandemic, and I keep thinking about things like, oh, that was just last year. And it's like, oh, wait, that was like fucking 2.5, 3 years ago. Because that whole pandemic shit, it just like put life on pause. It fucked everything up. You fucked it up.
You figure if you're working on material, that's when you should do it.
No, and a lot of
out touring and shit.
And that's why I was going to say, oh no, that couldn't be an excuse because a lot of bands would they had released an album, then the pandemic happened, and then they're like, we're going to release another album. We wrote a whole nother album. We had nothing to do. We just started writing, sending riffs and shit back and forth.
Yeah,
everybody could sit in their own house and write their parts, or just go into a studio and you don't need to be face to face anymore.
And then one thing I came across on YouTube, I think it was Backstage, that channel.
Yeah,
pretty sure it was. They came out with they confirmed the story from Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Yeah,
that Eddie did ask Daryl to join the band.
Oh, I saw that to see.
And Daryl confirmed it. Yep, he did ask me. We were drinking pretty heavy.
Yeah, that was some drunken shit, dude. Go from Daily Roth to fucking.
I was like, come on, they're all fucking around.
Yeah,
they're all drinking, probably fucking around.
No, you know what? That's probably like one of those fucking drunken ideas. When you're drunk as fuck, you're like, yeah, hey, we should fucking totally do it, dude. You should sing for us. Yeah, man, that'll work.
Like when we dissed that one guitar player.
Which one?
We called him like a month later in the middle of the night. Guy. Hey, let's call that fucking dude.
Yeah, let's call him back. Yeah, that'll be, you know what? Fucking we jam on him once and then never talk to him again. It'd be a good idea to call him in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's drunken shit. Fucking, hey, fucking that one fucking crackhead. Fucking, what was that one guy? Fucking, we were fucking, let's do Blood Brothers. We're all drunk as fuck and cutting our hands. Yeah, fucking, what the fuck?
I mean, maybe we should change some of the names.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't use the names.
But, oh well, fuck it.
Yeah. But,
yeah, we did the Blood Brothers at one.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck are we thinking with some fucking rusty old knife? We're all drunk, fucking, some fucking dude probably got fucking hit. We'd have been fucking, oh shit, bumps are back. I got bumps, what the fuck?
Got that Pam hemp on it.
Hey, what the fuck? Your hand's got a bunch of bumps on it. Is that okay? Yeah, don't worry about that.
The good thing is we were drinking so much alcohol at that time, it's probably purified.
And that's what I think we do. I think we fucking heated up the knife and then we fucking dump alcohol on it. And
tequila, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's where my stupidest ideas come from. Tequila. That one doesn't sit well with me, man. I bad hangovers.
Indian blood comes out.
Yeah, that's what all the fucking demons come out of my head. Get us drunk. We're ready to fucking fight. Let's do it. Fuck.
So that's all I got there.
Yeah, I think that's good for the news. So, all right, ready for Turn It Up?
Yeah.
Here we go. It's now time for Turn It Up. All right, so like we said, Rush is the band Joe picked this week. So we're going to start with questions, right?
Oh, yeah, do the questions. I'll probably fuck these up.
Nah, they're pretty simple because, I don't know, you can get in the weeds with Rush, but I don't know. So I think they're fairly simple. Okay, so who was the original founding member of Rush?
Wasn't it Jeff Jones?
No, it's one of the three behind you.
Oh, John? Oh, no. It was Geddy, right?
No.
I know it wasn't Neil because he came along after.
No, it wasn't Neil. So who's left?
That's it. So it's
who's left? Who's
this
left?
Guy, just stoned out of his brain.
Alex Lifeson.
Alex.
I thought that was going to be simple. So
I went through all the fucking members of this.
Him and Jeff Jones. Yeah, technically, yeah, but I was thinking of the three there. I guess, yeah, you're probably right. So, okay, you get a partial. Fuck it. Yeah. No. So you get both of them. They're all laughing at you. Getty's like, fucking Mexican.
Well, they're Canadian, so fuck them.
Yeah, their beady little eyes.
Especially Getty. He's creeping. Right
He's all in 8-bit. Anybody watch South Park? That's a South Park.
Vaginas as we speak.
That's a South Park inside joke. They're 8-bit. Okay, so what drummer initially inspired Neil Peart?
So, Buddy Rich?
Nope, Keith Moon. But then he obviously went on to be way better than Keith Moon.
Well, he didn't do as many drugs as Keith.
No, and yeah, they drank and partied, but
well, he did it, and I'll post a link on our page. He did a tribute to Buddy Rich.
Yeah,
and he played with Buddy Rich. He does like a solo and stuff. It's like a 5-minute video, but he's awesome with he's like jazz, you know.
Oh yeah,
he goes from rock to jazz.
Oh yeah, no, he was influenced by a lot of other people. When you start, you're like, this is who I idolize, and then you start finding other, like Ginger Baker.
Yeah,
there was a bunch that they had mentioned. One of what is it, Carmine Apiece, or the older brother? Which was that, Carmine, or was that?
Yeah, it was Carmine.
Yeah,
because his younger brother was Dio,
or Apiece, or Apice. Them two, man. How do you say that?
I think it's Apiece. But
one of them says Apiece, and I think the other one says apathy.
Italian, so I guess you could say it that.
Yeah, maybe we're saying it the.
And I think like the American is just a piece.
Yeah,
it's probably with an accent.
So yeah, he got into way better drummers and all that, but Keith Moon, because Keith Moon was a performer. That's what you got to give Keith Moon. So I can see when you're starting out, go like, wow, he gets you into it.
I've read biographies on Keith Moon, and for all the drugs he took, he played pretty good drums for being stoned out of his mind the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was an unconventional drummer.
Yeah,
because his style was like you would think, how the fuck is he drumming right? Like hitting time.
Yeah, he'd keep time, and then he was just crazy, and he was a performer. Like you didn't really see that with a drummer behind the kit. Usually that guy you don't see, but Keith Moon was something else. All right, so then let's see. The last one is who's the primary lyricist for Rush?
Oh, that's Neil Peart.
Yeah. All right, so he got one right.
No, I got.
Well, you got a partial on the one. So okay, yeah. I got a bonus question.
All right.
How many vaginas have dried up because of Geddy Lee singing?
Well, about 5,000 since we posted a picture behind me. So you got to. Let's do the math. I calculated to be like 3.5 billion. This is kind of an inside joke because, one, I don't think I've ever had a girlfriend that likes fucking Rush. It's always like a guy thing. My wife can't stand if Geddy Lee that comes on. She's like, nope, changes the song. I don't mind them. I could give or take them, but yeah, just women. I mean, there are women that like voices
them.
Where I think you either love them or you just, that's it. You can't.
I think, it's that shrieky voice. I think a lot of chicks don't like.
And I think a lot of chicks think too, or people in general, they think that he's writing the lyrics because he's singing.
Well, that's what most people assume.
But when they find out that the drummer is writing the lyrics, then that even drops them down even more. He dries up more vaginas that way.
He even shrivels up some cocks with that one. It's like,
Dagger comes out.
Hey, what the hell? Oh, man, I'm trying to stay hard out here. Now I'm going soft. Well, that's like fucking thinking Vince Neil writes the lyrics. It's fucking Nikki Sixx. So, yeah, Vince Neil, he ain't lyrics. He ain't got time. He has to sing on stage. Other than that, he uses his mouth for
He's got to fall off. He's got to fall off the stage. He ain't got time to fucking write lyrics.
Fucking Nicky's back there writing the lyrics and have people shoot him
Nicky's in
up.
the dumpster writing lyrics on fucking trash bags and shit. Bumps are bad. That's our next hit right there. Bumps are bad.
Bumps are bad. Remember, promo code bumps are bad. So, all right. Yeah. So
Dried veg. That's our new promo code.
So what? Let's go with the Boulevard Story and Rush. What do you got for us?
I don't really have a Boulevard story for these guys. I mean, everybody knew about them. They were a power trio, which I liked. Musically I liked. And then so for three guys, that much music, they have a big catalog.
Yeah.
And they're real intricate in their music, their style. This is that prog rock, basically. So it's not, you can't really say it's metal, but I like some of the shit that they do, like, musically.
Yeah.
And I like the songs. I liked it more when I heard, because I'm a drummer, when I heard that Neil Peart's writing the lyrics. I'm like, see, that's cool.
Well, Neil Peart, especially because you're a drummer, I have yet to meet a drummer that doesn't like his playing. I mean, the guy is sick, odd meter stuff and his controls.
And he was like a good guy. Like, he wasn't like a dick.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't like a rock star, like, he was just like a normal guy.
Just a normal down-to-earth guy,
to be a rock star.
Yeah.
And then but now, fucking Family Guy fucked it up for me, because every time I see that, I hear Tom Sawyer, I see the Family Guy, that clip with Chester Cheetah, where he's snorting cheese dust on the table. And Tom Sawyer comes out, he goes, fuck yeah, Neil Peart. So I always see that clip in my head now. So.
Fuck yeah, Neil Peart. Yeah. What the hell is going on with my fucking computer here? So yeah, I got some favorites from them. Wasn't the biggest Rush fan, but yeah, I got songs that I like, Well,
and when you get into them, like, I mean, they have their hits that were, that you'll listen to, that you hear on the radio. And then, but like, I got some of their, I ended up getting some of their albums and listening to some of the lesser tracks. That's when you really develop, like a like for them, because you can, you relate more to them.
Yeah.
It opens it up more for them musically, like, oh, wow, they're into this shit, or, oh, I didn't know they could play like that,
Yeah, well, a big one for them, too, is like 2012 album, and I know a lot of people will reference that. For me, I mean, because that was the 70s. That was, 76, I think. And so I was 2. I was still shitting myself. So I didn't get exposed to that.
Mom was still wiping your ass.
Mom was definitely still wiping my ass, and to be continued later. So, yeah, it's, I didn't find 2012 till, the 90s, I didn't get to hear it till then. But yeah, and it's one of those bands that you go back and you go to their back catalog and you're like, wow, they got some really good stuff above Tom Sawyer and Working Man, the same 4 songs you hear on the radio.
Yeah, the same 4 that
Subdivisions, Tom Sawyer, Working Man, and Fly By Night. That's it. That's your 4. That's it. Play the same 4. But yeah, and Geddy Lee, singing,
and their style kind of changed with the years.
Yeah,
like in the late 80s, they had more of that new wave kind of sound.
They got electronical. They got the keyboards, and then even Neil, he started adopting, and it wasn't in rock. It definitely wasn't popular to have the electric drum kits.
Yeah,
and he was one of the out there using it, incorporating it into their stage shows and their songs.
Yeah. So they definitely evolved. They didn't just stay in their little box.
Yeah, he used it on Grace Under Pressure in 1984. Yeah. He started using the Simmons electronic drums. So and then
Sector A and
you listen to that shit now, it's like, dude, those drums compared to like the drum kit you got, it's like it must have been clunky as fuck to make that shit work, but because the technology is just not like it is now.
Yeah.
Now the computers are fast as fuck, and the drums react. You can make your drums sound like anything. So yeah, and then they got into that synth era. I know some people hate them, but that you go through that. That's like with Van Halen. They got into the synth stuff, and then of course Sammy Hagar came on, so it was easy just to say, "This is the change. I'm out." Yeah. For some, I mean, you hate. Some people are like, you like it.
In some ways, it's good. Musically, it's good because it shows you're evolving. You're gaining more,
Yeah.
music ability and stuff. And then some bands, it doesn't work. So you got to know too when it's okay. We tried it, it's not working, and then it's kind of like Metallica.
Yeah.
Hey, they put the makeup on for an album or two, and it didn't work. So,
and then they had to find their way back, and then that's why we had to go through Stanger, and then they started to find their way back. So,
yeah,
stop following trends. Just do what the fuck you do.
Yeah,
but no, they're a decent band. I like them. Not my favorites, but I like them.
Yeah. Definitely. And like I said, look for that Chester Cheetah clip on YouTube.
Yeah.
Motherfuck.
that was fucking funny.
Yeah, now that he's mentioned it, I'm remembering it vaguely. But
yeah. He's got up the cheese dust on the fucking coffee table in the living room.
They always do that shit with those old fucking cartoons or commercials, like the Kool-Aid guy, where he's always busting the wall. He's like, oh yeah, oh no. But all right, yeah. So I think you have anything else for this week? I think we're done, huh?
Yeah, I did. Other than some quick notes, I sent you the drums last week for the Steve song that we're working on.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out pretty soon here.
All right, yeah, I got to bounce that for you. I got them roughed out, and then see what you think.
Yes.
Yeah, we're having alignment issues with
my software and his software.
Yeah, because Joe has Logic, and it has this feature where it auto tempos your song while you're playing, and as a human, you fluctuate sometimes.
Yeah, when you input the track,
and it started overriding shit.
That's it.
Yeah. So when I'd get it, it was like, what the fuck? This ain't even the length of the song. It was just way out. So we figured that out. We're working through it. Also, want to tell them what you have coming up? So because the next episode's in 2 weeks, but I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I honestly don't.
I'm gonna try. I'm getting full mouth implants for teeth. I'm getting new teeth. Get my smile back because I got a bunch of cracked teeth. So we'll be cataloging that because I was at the dentist this morning and they said it's going to take about roughly 6 months to get everything done, the whole process. So this next episode that we're going that morning, I go and I get all the rest of my teeth that I have pulled out, and then they got to let it heal before they put the studs in there for the implants. So they said that takes about 2 months. So I'm going to be gumming it for a while.
Yeah, so we're going to see you all gummy.
So that's my new nickname, Joey Gums.
Joey Gums. So yeah, this next one, we'll see. It might be delayed a week, or it might be on time.
Yeah, so I'm doing it the morning, and he said it's only going to take maybe an hour or two to pull them out. So I'm like, this motherfucker better be good. He sounds like he's good. So
yeah, but he's removing teeth. So, but you're just going to have open wounds in your mouth after that. So I know you're thinking you can be on the mic here talking, but I think you're going to be, the pain's going to be kicking in, or
if you give me some Vicodin in, I'll be good.
You'll be drooling on yourself.
I'll be like Kramer in that Seinfeld episode.
So yeah, the next episode's going to be interesting because we're going to introduce a new character. Joey comes.
Well, I was telling Adam about it earlier when we were talking about it tonight, and he's like, you're definitely using this. We got more material now.
Yeah, this is all material.
Like, well, what the fuck? It's part of life. This,
Yeah, well, and you're not going to pull nothing over on people because they're going to see all of a sudden you went from. Because one day your teeth are going to be fucking pearly white and fucking all ting.
Perfect. Yeah, they're going to have that little gleam.
Or in the next couple shows, they're going to see you and your face is going to be all, and you're all fucking no teeth and all cracked out and shit. Everybody's going to be like, fuck, I think he's got cancer or you developed a crack habit. Fuck, remember Taylor Hawkins? Don't fucking do drugs. You fucking already lost half your face. Stop it. That's what they're going to.
Yeah, you guys will know next episode.
Yeah, we're going to see Gummy here. And yeah, but it's all about laughs and hey, fuck it, might as well we're going through it. It's life.
Yeah, it's life. I'm in my mid-50s here, so
damn,
like shit that happens.
Yeah, and that'll be 3 days before my 48th birthday.
Well, I'll talk more about it when it happens for the episode.
Yeah. All right, then. So
you're going to be 48. Yeah, that's right. And actually that day is the 9th, which is Grandpa Joe's birthday.
Yeah.
So it's actually perfect. So we'll tell all that story.
Yeah, there's a lot there that fits in. It's kind of ironic that that's the day you lose all your teeth.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then April 12th is my birthday. So yeah, I'm 48. Yeah, you're going to be 54 this year.
Yeah.
Damn. But all right. So see you guys next time.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Let's hope that don't happen. Two Bros Music Podcast. Check it out.
Yeah.
And leave us a comment down below and subscribe.
Check us out on Instagram. We'll post the pictures.
Yeah.
Of your wrists.
Yeah. All that stuff, show content, be there. And have a good one. Bye.
Have a good one. Later.